All right, guys, so this is a short video. I'm gonna be with Adam from Zippers Performance, and we're gonna be talking about slip-ons. A lot of people ask, should I get a tuner if I'm just doing slip-on? We're talking about a stock motorcycle, like a stock 107 or a stock 114. Actually, we dynoed my motorcycle with slip-ons and a stock tune, so you're gonna have to go back 6 or 7 months ago and check that video out. So there is a video showing my bike being dyno tuned with the slip-ons that I had at the time. So I get asked all the time about slip-ons with a stock tune. Perfect person to answer this is Adam from Zippers Performance. So let me let Adam tell you what's going on here.
When your bike first showed up, you had a set of slip-on mufflers on an otherwise stock engine. It sounded awesome. But when we put it on the dyno, what we actually learned was, since you had a stock tune-up, the torque looked good, but then it fell off. And it actually lost horsepower over stock. Now, when you have the sound, a lot of times you can perceive that it's faster, but the reality is it was not. It had definitely lost horsepower up at the top. So I think that it's a good thing to do a slip-on, but you really should tune it because, you know, your factory tuner is very good, but it's designed for the pieces that you were delivered when you bought the motorcycle.
What he's saying, you can have it, but I suffered from it. When I just had my slip-ons on the stock 107, it sounded good, and like he was saying, it actually felt like it was faster to me. It wasn't any faster, it just sounded like it was faster, but I suffered. Horsepower and torque or just horsepower? I don't remember.
It actually did a really nice torque curve.
Okay.
So the torque number didn't hurt it. Down low, it was fine. It actually, like I said, I remember the curve was just really nice. I remember seeing it going, that is a very good 107 torque curve. You know, a lot of fun to ride. But then it just shut off early, effectively.
And that was with a good tuner, that could have fixed it to make a better torque curve.
Instead of losing, you would have gained power up at the top. So the reason why you were losing power is because it was that far out of tune from where it was expecting it to be. A typical exhaust on a Harley, it's a lot more important than I think some people realize. The exhaust system, you have to look at almost like an instrument. So if you have an instrument and it's out of tune, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's going to sound terrible. And that's what happens with exhaust systems. So to me, a good exhaust has to be harmonically tuned because you're dealing with the pressure wave, you're dealing with a sound wave, you're dealing with a heat pulse coming through. It's all complicated stuff, and if it's designed right, it just works beautifully. And when it's not designed to be harmonic, it doesn't work beautifully. You can take the best engine out there and you can kill 30, 40 foot-pounds of torque just by putting an improperly designed pipe on it.
I know some people that have big bore kits and they still are running the stock head pipe with slip-ons. I mean, they could gain so much more with performance head pipe. Is that what you're saying?
As the engine gets bigger, yes, absolutely. You would gain more power, but I'll be the first one to say that Harley has done a fantastic job. On the M8s, their exhaust systems from the factory are very good. The head pipe is very well made, very well designed. We've seen some pretty incredible torque numbers by just putting a cam and a set of slip-on mufflers on and leaving that head pipe alone. Now, there's a threshold to everything. You know, your bike as a 124, if we put a factory head pipe back on, you would lose power. There's just no way around it.
I won't do that.
You don't have to look at it and say, I have to change the entire exhaust to make it run right, because all those things I was just talking about as far as the harmonics that have to be
talk
right.
a little bit more about the harmonic.
The harmonics, basically, to me, it's all driven by the length and diameter of each of the steps in each of the pieces of the pipe. That's something that has to be designed up front. It's way easier on a car because the exhaust is hidden underneath. So getting the length that you want is no big deal. You know, you've seen cars where the exhaust actually wraps around and then comes back out. It's very difficult to do that on here. I remember in particular the XR 1200 that Harley came out with. It had a very similar thing where it came out of the head pipe, it went up into the muffler, it turned and came back, and then went. You didn't realize it just looks like a typical exhaust system, but they had an extra probably 3 feet on the length of that. And that made a huge difference in hitting the appropriate harmonic.
Now, I was told that faster that you get the air in and out of the motorcycle is how you make power.
How I would describe it, Are you familiar with a crew team? Meaning
Yes.
the long, skinny boats where they're all in their row. Well, to me, the most important person on the crew team is the person sitting at the front, you know, beating the drum or sounding off the cadence. If you don't get that cadence to where you have all of the different components, you know, all the different rowers pulling at the same time, you're just spinning your wheels. It's exactly the same thing with an exhaust system. When you get all of the different pieces right, they end up pulling and helping one another. There's a term called scavenging, and what that means is, as the one pulse is leaving, it's tugging on the next cylinder. So it actually will help then pull the next charge in. It's defined by the cam and the pipe, but it's all to me about getting all of these pieces working in harmony together.
Right.
And when you have harmony, that's when the motorcycles make the best power, that's when they accelerate the best, that's when everything is fantastic.
Well, thank you. I knew you knew the answer to that. The developer, senior developer of the Redshift 468 cam and some other things is coming soon. Not going to talk about that yet, but I want to thank Adam for giving us this quick talk. And guys, hopefully you enjoy this technical stuff. I learn so much every time I come to Zippers. Believe me, some of the questions are so, I would say, really silly questions. But I don't know, so I always ask Adam, and he has a way of explaining it in a way that I can get it. All right, guys, so I just want to share this with you. I want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And check out zippersperformance.com. They have everything you need to make your Harley-Davidson go fast. Guys, again, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day. Thanks, Adam.